Subcommittee.
Thank you so much, Ranking Member and Chairman, for this important hearing, and thank you and HUD for all you do for affordable housing in America. Two programs that I'm constantly asked about is Section 8 and the Section 202 program, which does so much to provide housing for seniors. And according to your own study, seniors with low incomes are the most likely to pay more than they can afford for their housing than any other sector in our society. And this program is very important, not only to New York, but I'd say the whole country. And I'm concerned that we don't have enough funding to meet the rising demand for affordable seniors housing. The capital advance, the new construction, I understand, has been frozen, has very little in it. And according to the AARP, for every Section 202 unit that becomes available, there are well over 10 seniors on a waiting list. So can you describe what HUD is doing to meet the demand, the rising demand for affordable housing for seniors under the Section 202 program?
Thank you very much, Representative. I do appreciate the chance to speak to this, particularly because as much fuss is made over the idea of these millennials and young people, and you know, cities are chasing these millennials. We all know that the fastest growing segment of the population are actually our baby boomers, who are turning 65, who are elderly, and are spread out in every single community out there and are a focus of the Section 202 program. We are requesting an additional investment in Section 202, particularly for a demonstration project in this budget. This demonstration project would allow us to show the linkage between our investment in housing for the elderly and a reduction in health care costs, because we believe that it's important to show that that does exist, and that hopefully that will inform policy in the future, because by spending a little bit for housing and supportive services on one end, you can actually save money in the healthcare system on the other. That is the hypothesis. But more broadly, as I mentioned a few moments ago, 56% of the households that we serve are actually headed by someone who is elderly or who is disabled. And that goes across HUD-assisted housing. So our service to elderly Americans is by no means limited to 202. It's also public housing, it's Section 8, project-based rental assistance, and it is part of the reason that we're requesting greater levels of voucher and funding for our traditional housing programs.
Okay. Thank you. The other HUD programs that I'm interested in supporting additional support for is Section 3, the Earned Income Disregard in Public Housing and the Family Self-Sufficiency Program. These are important tools for the department and local housing providers to help families earn more income and achieve more economic mobility. Can you talk about the importance of these programs and policies and how we can work with you and the administration to strengthen and expand them?
I can. What we want is that we want the folks that we serve, whether it's Section 8 vouchers or in public housing, we want, and their working age, we want them to be able to have gainful employment and eventually not need our public assistance. I agree with folks on that point. And one tool that we can use is Section 3. Section 3 says that when an investment is made, let's say there's construction that a PHA does, that the contractors make best efforts to hire low-income individuals in that area, including public housing residents. So this gives folks an opportunity to get a good job, to be able to provide better for their families, and hopefully to use that to move up and out eventually. Recently, we promulgated a new rule on this to give communities stronger guidance on the use of Section 3. This is about investing in economic opportunity for low-income individuals, and we look forward to working with you, the committee, and Congress to ensure that we can make the most of Section 3, because the fact is, frankly, that the track record is checkered for housing authorities out there in how much they have utilized Section 3, and we want there to be consistency in the utilization of Section 3.
Well, my time has expired. Thank you.
Gentlelady.